What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. You are watching George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and today on George Reviews, I want to do something a little bit special. I want to do a holiday episode or Halloween episode or Harvest Festival, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are in the world. This is my second holiday theme review. The first one I did was also a Super 7 figure. It was Super 7's Masters of the Universe Classics Holiday He-Man. He came in like a candy cane striped box. He had the candy cane power sword. It's on my channel. You can find it. Check it out. But today, in celebration of Halloween, I want to do Super 7's Thundercat Mumm-Ra. This is the packaging. It is the standard style packaging or shape and build of packaging for Super 7 Thundercats Ultimate, most of Super 7 Ultimate's figures. But the only difference being is that where it would normally be red is like a pearlescent red, and where it would be black, it's like a pearlescent burgundy right here. They just gave the box a little bit of flair. And the one extra thing is this package glows in the dark, which brings us to why this is a Halloween special. I'm going to try to do this review in the dark and let the glow of the action figure be like the highlight of the review. I'm going to see what happens. This might be a total fail, but I'm going to do it and I'm going to post it no matter how this comes out. Totally glow in the dark video, and I know I'm probably going to have some problems with the camera trying to readjust and compensate for the light, but I'm going to try to compensate for the camera compensating, so we'll see what happens. So okay, but before we get to the whole glow in the dark thing, I want to unsheath this box so you can take a look at the figure and see how it looks non-glowing in the dark. I'm probably going to post some pictures at the end anyway, but you'll be able to see it. But this is what Mumm-Ra looks inside the window box packaging. All of his accessories, except for the cloak he's wearing and the cloak down here in the bottom of the package, are glow-in-the-dark material. So this is what we are going to get when I kill the lights. Oh, we have an image of the Thundercats, Mumm-Ra cats layered, everything else on the back of the box. We have a little bit of a bio right here if you want to pause that and read that. So get the slip cover back on. I'm going to kill the lights and we are going to get into this. Okay, the glow in the dark feature is now activated. You can see Mumm-Ra's logo glowing in the dark. The words down here to say Mumm-Ra glow in the dark, but not the back of the box. That is it, but it's still a cool package presentation. Sliding the slip cover off the box and we're not getting anything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the black light to this. Alright, now we have the glow from the black light and you can start to see Mumm-Ra glow in the packaging. And we are going to get this guy open without further hesitation. I've had this thing for a few years now. And finally had a reason to get them open and check them out. Has two half shells. First half has the figure with a couple accessories, and the back tray has extra hands and his magic staff. We also get a soft goods cloak cape thing with a wire running through it right here. Mumm-Ra out. He comes packed in with a soft rubbery plastic type cape. He comes with one book of omens, one magic urn, one necklace, the sword of Plundar hilt, one interchangeable head with his mouth agape. The second shell again is his staff, one extra set of gripping interchangeable hands. So this concludes our unboxing portion of the video. Alright, before we get started, I just want to show you, this is everything with the lights completely. I got one light source, but this is without the black light. You can see like this leg's not showing or this arm's not showing because the black light really didn't charge the plastic, but this is how well the plastic glows without the black light. This is just strictly in the dark and it's not even completely dark. So, but in order to better capture this figure on video, I'm going to use the black light. So here we are and here we go. So Mumm-Ra's molded cloak kind of hinders its articulation and obscures the view of the figure. So I'm going to get it off, but I'm going to give it the once around. You can see it molded in wrinkles. detailing in the hood right there. And while it's flexible, you can move it, you can flip it back like it's blowing in the wind and everything if you wanted to. But again, it hinders the figure, so we're going to get it off. Alright, it's easy enough. And get the head back on this body. Just like that. Now, so here is Mumm-Ra uncloaked. His skinny little mummified body. He has a wash over his body to bring out the details and the bandages. Wash over his skull or head. If the light hits the eyes just right, they'll glow red. They are painted red. Again, the bandages around the head and mouth area are soft. Coming down here, and these bandages are attached to the figure. They do not come off. They do not swivel at the attach point, so you got to be careful moving these around. Kind of limits his articulation a little bit, but you can get his hands up like this. And the bandages, some of the loose bandages continue around his body, but they are connected like right here on this side underneath his left arm. And we got a couple just hanging down, dangling back here. Molded in gnarly, nasty toes. Pretty darn cool. So let's check out Mumm-Ra's articulation. We can take his head, we can look up this far, and because of the curvature of his back and neck area, not too far, we can get it up this far, get it down this far, and head 360. Arms, he has the articulation in the shoulder to get it up. Maybe if I move one at a time. His arm about this far. Doesn't swivel at the shoulder, but it swivels at the elbow right here, and it bends at the elbow. He has wrist articulation. He has a hinge in there, 360 ball joint spinning articulation, and his hands are nicely painted too. Same thing on this side. He has a waist swivel, and you can get a lot of, you get as much as humanly possible out of it, but it won't 360 because of the bandages. Coming to his legs, and then the bottom part right here is almost like a skirt, so that's going to be hindered. Leg can come this far to the front. I probably could force it more because it's not that hard of a plastic, but I don't want to damage it. So you can get this much out of it. You can walk like an Egyptian. To the sides, not a lot to the sides. It is jointed to come to the sides under there, but it doesn't. And check out a knee bend. His knee bends this much. Could be a little bit better because nothing's hindering that. And does it swivel? It doesn't swivel, I don't think, at the upper thigh. Come down to his foot. Does it swivel? Nope, foot doesn't swivel. Well, oh yeah, it swivels on the ball. You gotta, or nope, it just rotates. It just rocks from side to side. It doesn't actually swivel. And it goes front and back. Now, Mumm-Ra has a few accessories. We're going to start with the interchangeable head, and one side has been charged by the black light and the other side hasn't. It's just the same head but with an open mouth. They could have just put a hinge on his mouth, right? I mean, how different is that? Even the bandage actually lays different underneath and around. The eyes look bigger over here. So it is a different head, but still, they could have just hinged the mouth. Pop off that head. Pop on this head. And it is resisting. Wow, I can't get it on. I really can't get it on. I'm going to have to heat this thing up and come back. Heated the plastic and got the head on. Here we go. And again, let's take a look at Mumm-Ra's head articulation with this head. And I've turned off the black light just so you can get a look at the figure and how it naturally glows with the plastic charged up. See how well it glows. And this is one of the best looking glowing dark figures I've ever had in my hand. And whatever they use, they got this glow in the dark stuff from Mattel. Whatever Mattel was using on like the Ghostbusters and Master of the Universe glow in the dark is just some of the best stuff I've ever seen. So anyway, back to Mumm-Ra. Get a close up on this new head sculpt. Check it out, glowing all in the dark. Loving that right there. Let's get the black light back on. First up, I'm going to take a look at Mumm-Ra. Wait, we might need to change hands. All right. Well, first up, we're going to switch out Mumm-Ra hands so he can grip some of these accessories. Get rid of the open, magical hands. Just Ooh, that sounded like that thing wanted to break. Oh, that's really scary. And they've been in a box. He's been in the box for a couple years now. Switching his hands, I can see the articulation hinge at the wrist is different. There we go. We got that in there. And got this one. Now he has a top wrist hinge, and some of these jokes just right there. So. So, yeah, so they're articulated a little bit different. So we're gonna take his magical staff. I have no idea what this thing is called. It's Mumm-Ra staff, mummy staff. I mean, like, it's a demon. It ain't even like Skeletor had the goat head. This is straight up like demon. What is this? What was this when it was alive? I don't even know. Man, he can hold his staff. Wait, that arm looks a little weak. Guess you can't get it up because the Batman pulled his arm down. See if we can hold it up. Nope. The arm's a little weak on this glow-in-the-dark plastic, but if we move his hand further up, all right, we can rest it on the table and prop it up, and now he can hold it properly without it drooping down from the weight. I think it's not even heavy. I think that shoulder's just weak, and maybe because the bandages pulled it back. I don't know. Let's try this hand. Yep, this arm can hold it no problem. This is just a weak arm over here for whatever reason. Up next is the Book of Omens. It's the same book that came with Lion-O, same book that came with the other version of him, just it's completely glow in the dark. And I'll say the same thing I said in the other review. I wish it just opened up one time. It didn't even have to have pages, just open up one time so you can have it open. And you can see the Thundercats symbol right there. The binder hinge, like the lock or whatever. And I don't think, he might not be able to hold it in these hands. Let's see. I might be able to force it. I think the other hands was more suited for this book. I can hold it. Is the arm going to droop down too? Yep. No, it's just this shoulder is just weak, but he can hold it in his hands, one hand or two hands. I'm sure you can get two hands on the book because his hands come across like this. Next up is the hilt of the sword of Plundar, and we're gonna go with the same droopy hand because he better be able to hold this one. I'm gonna be mad. No blade here, but he can hold this one up. I got it. I'm not that weak. So, I'm sorry. There's that. Alright, next up is the urn, the Thundranium urn right here. A little bit of paint on it. Again, it's all the glow-in-the-dark plastic. And if I cover up the black light after it's charged up, it glows in the dark brilliantly. Like everything else in this set. And we can see if he can hold it on the sides. So we get in both his hands. And now he looks like he's just won Wimbledon. I mean, this looks like the Wimbledon trophy, right? A little bit. Just a little bit? Okay, never mind. Alright, last but not least, I was trying to remember what this dang on thing is. Some type of medallion. Rosencrantz, and there's some guy named Zach, and it's what I don't know. It's supposed to kind of had like rhymed or yin and yang, supposed to be named after him. And the other version has a Z on it, but this one doesn't have anything painted on it. They just went with the translucent stuff. I guess the outer rim right here is painted, and he can wear this, but I don't know if we want to pop off this head again. I don't even think he put it on his neck in the cartoon or whatever. He may have, but I don't think he did. I think he had it in his hand for a hot minute. And you can put it around his neck, and it kind of blends in too much. Maybe they should have painted the Z on this version as well, because that's blended in. You wouldn't even know that it's there with this version. Alright, and his last accessory is one of my favorites on action figures, is a cloth cape, which they don't do enough. It is red. It's not showing up as red, of course, and it has a wire in it. It's nice and bent, and it didn't even have to have a bendy wire in it for me. Just let it be cloth and let me move it around so I can make it look different in pictures. You know, windswept or whatever. Maybe have to take off the head. I don't want to break the little string right here. Yeah, I'm not going to force it. Let's get the head off. Get this on here. Pop the head back on if we can. Alright, there we go. You know what, I'm going to kill the black light as well because the hood Should preserve some of the glow. And man, tell me this doesn't look fantastic. Wow. Okay, I put a little bit of light on the video so we can get a look at the cape. This hood kind of sit down a little bit better for my taste. Maybe I don't have to pull all the way down on the shoulders. That hood is just up there. You got on this Big Brother's hood. I know there's a wire in it, so you can get it to come down. See if I can pin it to his shoulders a little bit. That's a little bit better. Yeah, but you can work with it and adjust it because there's a wire that runs all along the outside of the cape. You can get it up like it's blowing. And even, like, again, even if they didn't include a wire, just a soft cape is so much better to me. And I hear a lot of collectors and reviewers tell you that they don't like the capes because they degrade over time, break down. But like, we're middle-aged collectors, or most of us anyway, and you're not finna play with this thing enough to tear it up. Like, I don't think so. I'm not finna play with mine enough. I just need some of this and some photography going on. And in case I do play with it, and he jumps off something, he jump off something in this, he's just wrapped up, you know. So, yeah, and then you can close it. Same effect. Same old, same old. I mean, that is much better. They didn't even have to do this, but they do this to kind of, because someone's going to complain no matter what you do. I don't have any problem with these type of capes, but this is what I like. I mean, really enjoy that. Okay, I've disrobed Mumm-Ra so I can give him the proper size up and the rundown, Halloween style. Here's Mumm-Ra with DC Multiverse Deathstorm, representing Star Wars The Black Series. Here is the Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. Master of the Universe Spirit of Grayskull. Also representing Master of the Universe Classic is the Haunted Soul himself, Scareglow. Alright, I actually have one more I want to bring out to compare him to, and I'm going to need a light for this one. It is the standard version of Mumm-Ra, the ever-living. And get his cape open so you can see the body, bring him closer in case you haven't seen it. Oh, wow. Over time, my cape has bled onto the action figure. I thought I was giving all the cloth cape all the props. But that's probably just the dye they used. They probably didn't consider it bleeding onto the figure, didn't take it into account that someone had a cape on here this long. But I don't think this is a problem of cloth capes. I think this is a problem of what they actually used in the cases. In the cape, got like more of a burgundy over here. We got a straight up red over here. And apparently I actually like this head the most because I got it on both figures. It's going to be on both figures. The difference in the mouth, they could have painted in that mouth right there like that. And to see the mummified bodies side by side. You can see the flesh sticking out over here. It's all glow-in-the-dark plastic. Flip them around. Yeah, man, it's a lot of cape bleeding on that thing, man. I hit myself in the mouth with that comment about cloth capes. But again, this is probably just a bad dye in this cape from Super 7. Okay, everybody, I want to give you my final thoughts on Super 7's Ultimate's glow-in-the-dark Mumm-Ra. It is a very cool action figure. The glow-in-the-dark feature works very well. I know I kind of used the black light throughout the video, but believe me, it glows in the dark very well. I'm trying to throw a couple pictures in so you can see it without the black light. I did it in a couple of points in the review without the black light where it just glowed in the dark. Very excellent. Now, would I be happy if this was my only Mumm-Ra if I didn't have the standard version? I don't know. I really like the standard version. This is very cool. Love glow-in-the-dark toys. This is kind of to add to that, or to further the enjoyment of the figure. But just this version alone, have to be really, really, really into glow-in-the-dark figures. But if you are into glow-in-the-dark figure, this thing is a must-have. And speaking of which, do you guys have it? Did you own it? Did you know about it? You consider getting it? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. I'm happy I have it, and I'm happy I had an excuse to break it open and add it to the unboxed collection. So that's all I got for you guys. I want to thank you all for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews are every toy. Have a story.